Hello, I'm Lance Zimmerman with the Cattle Facts closing bell for Friday, October 21st. Beef carcass weights have been steadily increasing during the last 3 decades. In the 1990s, steer carcass weights were around 750 pounds. The typical carcass today is 100 pounds heavier. While increased carcass weight reflects long-run improvement in genetic and nutrition management, carcass weights also point to short-term trends affecting feedlots. USDA weekly steer carcass weights illustrate the seasonal variation of changing feedlot placements, weather, and fed cattle marketing rates. Finished cattle are generally lightest in the spring and heaviest in the fall. Spring feedlot marketings have a higher percentage of cattle that entered feedlots as calves and reached maturity at lighter weights. Feeder cattle typically dominate the fed cattle mix throughout the rest of the year, resulting in heavier carcass weights through the fall and winter. Also, carcass weights typically decline after periods of extremely cold or hot temperatures, as cattle use more feed resources to maintain an ideal body temperature and feedlot performance suffers. Finally, feedlots tend to feed cattle longer during periods of poor profitability, resulting in heavier carcasses. Steer carcass weights likely peaked this week at 858 pounds and will decrease around 50 pounds going into next spring. The average steer carcass weight in 2011 is up 8 pounds year to date and is 5 pounds higher than the 5-year average. Despite placement weights at near all-time highs, 2011 carcass weights will be lighter than the highs of 2009. Feedlots faced extremely hot summer temperatures this year and aggressively marketed fed cattle throughout most of the year, keeping weights from reaching new highs. Carcass weights will likely maintain the current pace if feedlots can remain profitable and winter weather conditions are favorable, benefiting an industry that expects smaller 2012 per capita beef supplies. Now, your weekly commodity markets. The fed cattle market was mostly $1 to $2 higher this week on moderate volume. Live cattle sold for mostly $120 to $121 per hundredweight, and in the north, some live cattle sold for as high as $122. Dress sales occurred at $189 to $192 per hundredweight, with the majority selling between $190 and $191. Box beef values were flat, as demand was slow for most cuts. Sales volumes in the spot wholesale beef market were moderate, and the choice select spread maintained an $18 margin. Feeder cattle and calf prices were quoted steady to $3 higher, while slaughter cow prices improved $1 to $2 for the week. Corn started the week softer, but rallied midweek as traders were more optimistic the European monetary situation would be resolved. The USDA also released its monthly cattle on feed report. Feedlot inventories as of October 1st were at 105% of year-ago levels, 1% higher than trade expectations. September placements were reported at 101%, nearly 3% higher than pre-report estimates, while feedlot marketings were at 101%, nearly identical to industry expectations. Thanks for watching, and remember to visit cattlefacts.com for your latest market news and analysis.